You've been stopped, blocked, held back already before. And every time it happens, you give in. Okay? It's always the same story, same vibe. All right? You was going after it. You put in all this effort, all this work, and pow. Something comes and holds you back from it. You don't understand why. This is always happening to you. You don't deserve it, and you don't. Okay? But here's the thing about this one. This one's requiring you to go about it differently. You give way too much credit to the opposition. That's what I'm hearing, boo bop, sugar pie, honey bun. You're giving way too much credit to the opposition. You're giving way too much credit to everything that is trying to stop you, hold you back, and block you. As if God didn't give you the gift, the power, the energy to overcome. I gotta look at you sideways, low key, because come on. It's time for you to rise up, boo bop. This is not one of those times that you're supposed to allow yourself to believe, even for a second, that you can be blocked from your divine path. You gotta go about it differently. You're praying and asking for something different. The divine is letting you know you already have the different thing. You already have the idea. You already have the energy. You already have the power. Now all you need to have is the belief, the leap of faith. Change up the way you're doing stuff. Change up the way you're seeing things, your consistency. Get it together, right? If you're out here putting in all the work and you're not seeing anything come back, then you need to be putting in some spiritual energy too. You need to be putting in some stillness as well, or vice versa. You find yourself complaining, but you can't put in the work because you have convinced yourself that you can't put in the work. You need to switch that up. This is no longer outside of you. Your divine team is like, we're giving you all of the signs. You're seeing it. And yet you're still giving the opposition more power than you're giving God. You fear the opposition more than you trust God. Come on, boo bop, sugar pie, honey bun. Come on. You got so much more to give, so much more to do. You cannot keep sitting here giving the opposition more attention, more energy, more effort than you are giving your divine path. You're so much more powerful. Yes, it's happened before, but just because it happened before don't mean it has to happen again. As a matter of fact, you knowing that history of how it all went down means that you have the power to change it. You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. Change it. When you keep asking the question, why I keep dealing with the same old cycles? There's something that you're doing that's allowing the cycle to continue. You need a change. And whatever it is you think that you need, so whatever resources you think you need in order for you to make the change, if you don't have it, that's because you don't need it to make the change. Let me say that one more time. Whatever resource you think you need in order for you to make the change, if you don't have it, that means that you don't need the resource to make the change. For example, you may be like, yeah, I want to move into this new career, but I need a certain amount of money in order for me to do it. Lie. BS. Not true. That's what you're telling yourself because that is what society has taught you, or that is what you're conditioned to believe, or that is what you've decided to believe. But it's just another excuse. Because you can still make the transition. You can still do what you need to do without having that much money. You just won't see it that way. You just won't believe in that. You believe it has to go a certain way, and you are looking at it as how it's supposed to go, as if you know. You don't know. You don't know. You hear it all the time, all these miracles that are taking place. You hear it all the time, all these situations that look like they're impossible situations that still take place. You see it all the time. And yet you still believe that it's supposed to go a certain way. That's the biggest issue and the biggest block that you have in your life. It's the simple fact that you think it's supposed to happen a certain way, and so therefore you're a stickler about it happening that way. And every time you fight for it to happen a certain way, you keep getting opposition. You keep getting stopped. You keep getting blocked. Your divine team are saying, turn around. Look at it differently. I know you think it's supposed to go down like that, but it's not. Look at it differently. There's another way. one, I think. There's another way, a better way. Your way is cool and all, but there's a better way, boo-bop. There's something else calling you to show up a little differently. And you're like, nah, this was working. Nah, I know this is it. Nah, all the, no. I'm sorry, but your divine team is amped, so I'm amped. No. It's not going to go down the same way. You have to believe in yourself at this time. Because the reality is if everything could hold you back, it would. Why not? You believe it does, so it will. But you have to believe in something different. You have to decide that you're more powerful than any fear, any problem, any issue that pops up in your life. You have to decide that you're ready for the change and that no matter what, you finna take that leap of faith. And when you decide that, you also have to decide that any failures, any issues, any challenges that you run into, that you have the power, the resources, and everything you need to overcome it. Get that mental right, baby. Start looking at things different, baby. Because you're looking at it the same exact way. And the problem with you looking at it the same exact way is that it's leading you to the exact same outcome. You want a different outcome? You got to do things differently. Your divine team is straight up saying, there's another way. Forget how it's supposed to go and decide to surrender to how it's gonna go. You hear me? Okay.